So someone in the comments of one of my videos asked about the bookshelf you can sometimes see in the background. And normally I'm sitting facing the window so that I get the light on my face. So you don't really see the bookshelf behind me. But I decided I'll make a series about it because I do read and I read a lot, and I don't read a lot of fiction, unfortunately. I know that a lot of people really love fiction, but here are the first few books that I'll show you that I finished and will now remain forever on my bookshelf. Walkable City. This is by Jeff Speck. He's a really cool urban planner. Some of you guys don't know that I actually got my minor in urban planning from UCLA, and I've always been fascinated about what makes a city a beautiful place to live. One thing that's interesting about Cedar City is that it's growing so rapidly, and a lot of people that have lived here for a long time, they really don't like that. And despite, having a lot of opposition to the rapid growth, the rapid construction that's happening all over town, they're not able to stop it. And I'm not necessarily anti-growth, but I have to agree with them that the way that it's being built out is not healthy, and it does not contribute to the type of community that we want to have. So I really like Walkable City. It gives me a lot of great ideas, from zoning reforms to changing sidewalk designs and how you build mixed use apartments and businesses that really preserve what makes a community feel like a community. And along that, Strong Towns, he's kind of well known. He's actually a conservative guy he's also an urban planner, but has noticed that how we build with such a lack of density is actually unsustainable, because there's not enough tax base on a certain acreage of land to actually pay for the services that acreage requires, like the sewers and the power lines and the roads and so on. So instead, we just continue to build and build and build and use the revenue from the new construction to fund the crumbling older infrastructure. But eventually, once the construction boom stops, then you have crumbling infrastructure that is catching up, and it's crumbling everywhere. I don't know if you knew this, but over 40% of Cedar City's economy is based around construction. That's mostly single family homes, but also roads and businesses and buildings. So if we ever do stop growing, we're going to experience a recession for all intents and purposes, unless we're beginning to diversify our economy now. And a big part of my campaign is finding ways to diversify our economy. One thing that I'm really attracted to is called cooperative business model. So it's actually employee-owned businesses, and these tend to be a lot more resilient in economic downturn, and also have higher wages and better benefits for the people who work there. Also, it's just nice to have a sense of ownership over the work that you do. This is a classic, The Death and Life of Great American Cities. This was written in the 60s, I think, or the 50s maybe, by Jane Jacobs, who's a famous urban planner of the day. She kind of created what we know as modern day urban planning. And in this book, she's just walking around New York and these communities that feel really great to live in, and seeing what makes them special versus these other communities that people don't really like living in. And she finds that it's how walkable the streets is, how many people are out and about in public doing things that make the streets safer, what kind of businesses are around, and what are the connections between the residents who live there and the business owners and everyone. Cedar City obviously has a lot of homes and a lot of businesses, but there's not these places where homeowners can connect. There's not really that neighborly spirit that really makes a home feel like a home and a community feel like a community. And since I'm a left-leaning wokey, I also have The Color of Law, which talks about the history of zoning and how it was originally used to separate people by race into different communities and create black ghettos and then segregated white communities. And how that has created a legacy that persists even today in terms of how much generational wealth these families have been able to create. So there you go, guys. There's my first 4 books I'll show you, and next time I'll show you what else I'm reading. As always, my name is Thomas Lovehart, and I'm running as an independent for Utah House District 71. And you can learn all about me and what I stand for at votelovehart.com. Thanks.